What's going on, guys? J-Hoy back with you today. Today we have a little bit of a different video. We're playing some Black Ops 3, we're playing some Arena, and we're talking about the next Call of Duty. Now I know we're not even close to the next Call of Duty, but I figured I'd make a video talking about it, seeing a lot of people have, and you know, I play Call of Duty, I also play competitively, and I'd like to give my opinion on it. So, Call of Duty in space, is it going to be in space? You know, what's the deal with it? What kind of movement system is going to have? It's going to be boots on the ground, in space, just kind of a space setting, you know, what I think. So, the way that Call of Duty is becoming is going from Call of Duty Ghosts being the last title that boots were completely on the ground for Call of Duty, makes it tough because people that played competitively didn't really like Ghosts. However, I actually pretty liked Ghosts. I didn't mind it almost at all. But then they said, you know, they didn't like Ghosts. So then, whoever made Advanced Warfare, then they didn't like that because you can fly, basically. Okay, so then we come to Black Ops 3. And then we have mainly boots on the ground, except for you can wall run. So now people don't really like that. So if you don't like Call of Duty Ghosts, which was boots on the ground, then you don't like Advanced Warfare where you can basically fly or double jump a lot, and you don't like wall running with mainly boots on the ground, then what is going to make you 100% happy? Because if you didn't like the previous options, what are you going to like next? I understand maybe Ghost wasn't your game or you didn't really like Ghost itself, but if you just want the boots on the ground aspect, honestly, I don't think that's going to happen. There's going to be some kind of movement system from here on out. Now the reason I say that is because if you look at Call of Duty in general, it's just going that way. With the games today and the way that technology, you know, outside of video games and outside of everything else is going, you're going to have some kind of movement system, whether you can, you know, wall run, whether you can, you know, jump in the air a little bit higher, or get a double jump, or, you know, whatever the case is, whatever, you know, whoever's making the next Call of Duty has in mind, that they're going to have some kind of movement system, whether people like it or not. And if they don't, then I'm not sure. Because especially with the next one, rumored to be in space, you're going to have some kind of movement system there. That's just literally setting it up for some kind of movement, right? Call of Duty in space, you'd think maybe, what, zero gravity or just based around space, you know, go to different planets, you know, space stations. I'm not exactly sure, but are you going to have a giant platform in the middle of space? I'm not exactly sure. But when you get to that point and you don't, you know, like that, then what are you going to want next? You don't like it in space, you don't like double jumping, you don't like wall running, you don't like boots on the ground from the last one that was made. Do you honestly think you're going to get a 100% boots on the ground Call of Duty again without some kind of advanced movement system? And I'm not talking about boost jumps or, you know, double jumps or even wall running, but what other kind of movement system are you going to have that's going to make the game exciting and not extremely boring? Now here's another thing about Call of Duty and trying to make it more exciting is the pace of play in, you know, all the other game modes except for, you know, competitive and, you know, the competitive game modes. But a lot of people, like almost 50% of people, play Team Deathmatch. Now I don't have a problem with Team Deathmatch, it's just the reason I don't play it is because it's so slow. Now I could go in there and probably, you know, be the top person on the kill on a scoreboard almost every single time. And that's not being cocky, that's not, you know, trying to say I'm the best player in the world. But that's how TDM is. Not a lot of people that play serious play in Team Deathmatch. Now, Team Deathmatch has been, you know, in Black Ops 1 has been, you know, my favorite game mode to play because that's the only game mode to play basically in Black Ops 1. But Team Deathmatch is always going to be there. They're always going to have, you know, the other game modes that you kind of like but then don't make it into competitive. But when you get to those competitive game modes, you're always going to have those, you know, 3 or 4 or even 5, you know, staples of Call of Duty competitively, and you're not really going to change it. It may change a little bit from game to game, being, you know, 1 or 2 game types. Like Capture the Flag has been a huge thing, you know, coming from Black Ops 2, going to Ghosts. It wasn't really a good thing because of the way Ghosts was, and they brought in something new called Blitz. I actually really liked Blitz. And since people are complaining about Capture the Flag, if you go back to that, it's kind of the same thing. You know, there's no stalemates. It's just slay out, you know, kill a lot of people, and you're golden, right? But when you don't like CTF and you don't come up with any better solutions, go back to what, you know, used to make a better, you know, time for you in Call of Duty. But when you go from Ghost to Advanced Warfare to Black Ops 3, you think, okay, you're going from Ghost, kind of a crappy game in a lot of people's eyes, to Advanced Warfare, to then Black Ops 3 being the wall running aspect and, you know, all the different ways to play, and the specialists, even that, I didn't even mention that part, but the specialists played a huge part this year, but no one really mentions those. Sometimes they're really annoying, but it's a new aspect to the game that could be, you know, brought into Call of Duty in Space or whatever else after that, because you know for a fact they're going to have something very similar to Black Ops 3 in the next game. Whether it's the movement system or whether it's, you know, something else, you're going to have some kind of movement system and everyone knows it. But they just don't want to admit it because they're not going to be happy. But then there's all these things, you know, petitions, you know, we're trying to get Call of Duty in Space again, and, you know, all this other stuff. But do you honestly think that developers are going to listen to you 100% and be like, okay, well, people want boots on the ground, but that relies to making, you know, every game before Ghosts, or Ghost and before, I should say. I mean, in my opinion, you're not going to get it. I mean, I'm not just saying that because, you know, I like these newer games, but developers are trying to, you know, not be the same old boring thing that there was. Now, a lot of the people that play, now here's my main point of this video, guys, and I know it's taking a little while to get there, but the people that get bored of games and don't like games anymore are the people that play it and get, like, master prestige within the first, like, month of the game. Or the guys that play it, you know, 20 hours a day and barely sleep. Now, I'm one of those players that, you know, can play for maybe a good 6 hours a day or even less, depending on, you know, how I'm feeling that day. And I can do well, and I can play and have fun and not get extremely bored of it, right? But the players that complain the most are the players that play non-stop, and the players that play, you know, and get everything accomplished within the first month. So if you don't play that much, you won't get bored as easily. So anyway, guys, that's my video for today. If you guys do agree with me, please hit that like button, comment down below to see what you guys think, and subscribe for more. Anyway, guys, I'll see you later.